People ask, why are there so many different types of iron filter medias in the industry? There's Birm iron filter media, there's Katalox Light iron filter media, there's Greensand filter media, and the list goes on and on. And when people ask why there's so many different types of iron filter medias, I don't really have an answer for that, other than that companies have tried to come out with products that outdo the products that are already on the market. And we tried all types of different iron filter medias over the years, and the Katalox Light iron filter media works the best. After 32 years of being in the industry and seeing all the different types of iron filter media products in the industry, if I lived on a house or a well with iron in the water, I would have a 2510 AIO 2.5 cubic foot Katalox Light system with a Fleck 5600 64,000 grain softener, and then follow that up with a 2.5 cubic foot non-backwashing carbon tank and a Viqua VH410 UV light to make sure my water was safe to drink at any faucet in the house. People ask, I've had a Birm filter for years and it doesn't seem to be working properly. And a lot of times they don't realize, or the company that installed it didn't realize, that Birm has its limitations as far as how many parts per million of iron it can take out. It also has to have a neutral pH. If acidic water is passing through the Birm, it's going to strip the shell or the coating off the shell and render it useless. And that can vary from well to well. Here on the East Coast, most of the states have extremely acidic water. When you get to parts of the Midwest and the West Coast, you'll have neutral pH, and Birm can work fine at low levels. It doesn't work as good as the Katalox Light filter that we have, at low levels, let's say 3 to 5 parts per million of iron. It can get the job done as long as you have a neutral pH and all the other things are in line. A lot of people ask, I've had a Greensand filter for years. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and apparently it backwashes with a chemical called Potassium Permanganate. We never really used it because we don't deal with anything that has chemicals or chemical injection, so I can't really answer a whole lot of questions about Potassium Permanganate, other than it's an older form of iron removal, and most people have gotten away from it. Most water treatment dealers have gotten away from it because of the chemical aspect of the system. A lot of customers call me and they'll say, I just had a guy out and he wants to put a Potassium Permanganate filter in my house, and you guys don't use that. Why are some companies still using it? Some companies, they started using it 30 years ago and stuck with it. It got them decent results. The homeowner that they're putting it in for doesn't really understand that it uses chemicals, because they come out every so often and service it, add more Potassium Permanganate to it, and keep that completely secret from the customer. And that's one of the reasons we don't use chemicals. We don't want any failure. We don't want any chemicals in the water. It's an old, antiquated way to remove iron. People ask, why is your system with Katalox Light so much better than the other filter medias on the market, or the iron filter medias on the market? It has very little limitations. It removes high levels of iron, sulfur, and manganese. It can handle pH levels down to 6 with no problem. It actually helps, the way the media is designed, it actually helps raise the pH level. It's pretty much the Superman of iron filter medias in the industry. If your water has sulfur and say 5 parts per million of iron in the water, the only system I'm ever going to recommend to you is the one that we use. And like I said before, in previous videos, we've tried other medias over the past 30 years and they worked with minimal results until we got the Katalox Light. Katalox Light will knock the crap out of iron, manganese, and sulfur. People ask, well, how long, compared to the system I have now, a Birm filter or a Greensand filter, how long will the Katalox Light last? Well, typically in the results and feedback we've gotten from our local customers, we've had the Katalox Light last up to as long as 10 years and as short as 6 years, which is a lot longer than Greensand or Birm or any of the other filter medias on the market. When people ask me, what's it going to cost to maintain an iron filter, I can't speak for the other products on the market because we really don't deal with those anymore, and costs have gone up dramatically in the past 6 to 10 years in the industry. But as far as in a 10-year period with the 2510 2.5 cubic foot Katalox Light system, you'll probably spend $800 to $1,000 on media replacement, and pretty much that's it. People ask me, is there any situation where you would use Birm or Greensand or any other iron filter media over Katalox Light? And the answer is no. Katalox Light outperforms any other media that we've ever used in the past 30 years. If you have questions, and again, you want to talk to a live human being, you can talk to me directly at 800-460-5810, or you can text me at 443-277-2204, or use our online chat.